Good morning, everyone. It's very early in the morning. It's like 7:40 here in the Netherlands, and I'm trying to get ready. I'm not going to work, or I mean, officially, I'm not going to the office, so to say, but I still wanted to put on makeup, so I'm going to do makeup with the product that I have currently in my project pan. Yeah, and also the ones that I have. Sorry, I need to rub my eyes a little bit that I also have in my Partners in Cream project. I have sunscreen on, but the sunscreen is rubbing off, so it will also rub off my makeup if I put it on. So I try to remove that one. So let's get started. I would say, So I'll try to position the camera so that you can see me, but you cannot see the mirror. I'm quite blind, so to say, because I have really bad eyesight. I'm short-sighted. So for me, it means I have to really get close to the mirror. So don't be afraid if you see me very close up as well. And what I do is actually I start with a green stick. So the green stick is for the red spots on my chin. So I just put it on where I see redness, and green and red, they cancel each other. So, or green cancels actually red spots, so you can use that one. And if you have let's say green concealer, use a green concealer. The purple one is used for dark circles, so I usually go and do this under my eyes. I mean, it's not quite generously, but it's kind of applying very thinly, so it's it doesn't make a difference if I apply it, or go several times over it, because it's still so thin, this layer under my eyes, and also I have fine lines, so it will crease anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. That's the first step. Then I take the primer, this 5 ml sample size or deluxe size thingy, and I put it on. So it makes some sounds when it wants to go out because there's already air. So, and then I apply it on my forehead because that's one of the larger areas. I apply it on my cheeks. I don't go over with it on my chin area or here under my mouth, because it will rub off the the concealer stick, so to say, and I don't want to do that. So then also on my neck if I wanted to. Yes, and then the next step that I do is apply the foundation. One of the foundations that I have here is now in my project, team project pen, so 1.5 pumps maybe, so that's enough. If it's not enough, I will of course apply more. Then I just take a foundation brush, a flat foundation brush. This is one of the quickest way how to apply actually the foundation, because you don't need to spend so much time. Just do it this quick way, and then you see, okay, once you go closer you can see where you need to still apply foundation. But what I do is actually I apply it with this foundation brush, foundation pencil, oh my god, foundation brush, and then I go over with a sponge, with a dry sponge, just to remove actually the foundation where it's too much, because it sticks then to the sponge and it removes it. If you have dry spots around, dry areas around your nose, take a little bit of oil, like rose hip oil or something like that, put it on your foundation brush, and I just go over it, and then it will, how can I say, make this area moist. But that means actually you need to moisturize that area much more than other areas in your face if you have dry spots. And so okay, let's see. Okay, I will also go with the sponge, as I said. So for me, this is one of the quickest ways to do it. The distribution of the foundation, even if it's uneven, you still can see where you need to apply more. You can take the sponge, then just apply some more. But because of course, if you zoom in, or if you really look closely, you will see where you have no foundation, and then you can, apply it there as well. But for now, I just want to cover the uneven areas, let's say, so that's one thing. And I don't mind if it, red spots shine through now or something like that. At least I did something, to cover really the red spots. So then what I do is actually, the next step is I take the concealer. So this is, the last bits of the concealer that I want to get rid of. I shouldn't drop my glasses. So the pump doesn't work anymore because there's not so much product left, but I still try to get some of it out. And this product, I use it under my eyes. As you can see, it's really lighter than my foundation actually, but no worries about that one. If it's too stark of a contrast, you can actually go with your foundation brush over it, and it's still, how can I say, it will even out. So even if it's bright under your eyes, it won't be that bright, stark of a contrast. So if you have the wrong shade, you can always apply your foundation under your eyes, and then it will even it out. So it will be still light or bright under your eyes, but not too bright. So, and I mean, so then I go over it over my eyes or the lid space. I apply the concealer there as well because I use it as a eyeshadow primer. Yeah, forgive me if I don't talk, if I use the wrong words or something like that, because it's quite early in the morning and I still, I drank my coffee, but I'm still, I think, tired. And this is also my first attempt to do a get ready with me, so before work actually. So, okay, once that is done, I actually try to set my, the concealer on my eyes. So I will not show you the palette because it's quite dirty, but what I do is actually I take the one white shade that it's in the palette. It's I will just show you maybe the outside. It's one sleek palette, it's dirty, but yes, it happens. Once you work with color or with, foundation, liquid stuff and so on, you will always stain things, and even if you try to remove it, it doesn't work. So I actually set the concealer. So because I have very oily eyelids, I do it this way because it helps, to keep the eyeshadow on my eyes for longer, so. And I am quite generous in the sense of, with this white eyeshadow, because maybe you saw it or you didn't see it, but I have like yellow eyelids. So my undertone is shining through my eyes or through my eyelids, so to say, and that means I need to even it out. So this is how I create an even canvas, so to say. It's a white canvas in that sense, and then I can apply different colors. So and then they will show in their true, let's say, true color. And this is one of the things that I do. So I applied now. Also, I don't do my eyebrows, so therefore what I do is actually really, if I apply the concealer, I go under the eyebrows, and then I also do this, so I don't need to have like a special matte shade to go under my brow bone to highlight that area or so. I don't need it, but of course some people do have it or need it. The next step is what I do is actually I take another brush, and then I use a brown color or beigey color, just to go in the crease. It's not necessary to do this step, but I do it most of the time. So what I do is actually I take a brown color, and then I go into my crease. So please be aware, if you do this way, you will move your crease, or you might over apply the eyeshadow. So the crease is where you have this bone and you go under the bone, and then this area is your crease area, or is your crease. So and of course you can also apply the shade on your eyelids. That's what I do also sometimes. And so that's done. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, I will go here. Sometimes the application on this eye is much worse because I cannot see well, or the eyesight here is worse than on this side. So I sometimes think I need to do more here. Sometimes I have too much here on this side and not so much on this side. And then the next step is actually just, you know, take my palette that I have in the Project Pan palette. So pan those eyeshadows, and I just take, you know, one brush that I already had. You know, again, the application, I just do it very roughly. You know, it's not like that because I'm just using one shade. I'm not trying to be, you know, really careful within the application. You know, just go over my eyes here and just apply it like this. You know, and then I can also wing it out because, you know, so that it's one. For example, if you just apply it on your eyelids, sometimes it looks a little bit strange because it suddenly stops somewhere, and you know, just to have a better, let's say, effect, you know, you can wing it out. Just use a brush and then just create a line like you would do it here, you know, and then you can of course blend it out, but and of course you can use also an pencil, a blue one, or what I can do is also this way. You know, I can apply the eyeshadow under it already. So then you have a wing already created with your eyeshadow. You don't need to apply, you know, an eyeliner or something like that. Of course, you can go with a black eyeliner and apply it on top of it, so you know that it has also an effect. But this is one of the easiest way to create a wing. But you know, just go along your eye shape, so to say, and then just wing it like this, and then you have already a wing. So I will try to do it on the other side as well. So and here this side folds differently, you know, the eyelid or here it because I have hooded eyes, but still enough space or lid space that you can see the eyeshadow, even if I, you know, when I have my eyes closed as well as when I have my eyes open, it folds differently. So you know, here I need to do some corrections as well, but I can do that later on with the foundation brush. I will just show it to you. So apply it, just to go with the eyeshadow also under your eyes. So, and let's see if it's evenly applied. You know, because this is a very powdery formula, it doesn't apply evenly, but you can still, you know, what I did was, you know, use a cream shadow stick, you know, in blue of course, and then apply it on first, and then apply the eyeshadow. Then it will create, you know, blue on blue, let's say like this. It creates a nicer effect. But now I'm just using the eyeshadow itself. So as you can see, the wing here is not that nice, so I need to correct this one. But I hit pan now. As I told you, this is very, very powdery eyeshadow formula, so you know, even if you just do it lightly or dab lightly into it, it's still, you know, it moves and so on. So first pan, you know, good for me. Maybe I can rule it out or rule in other, you know, eyeshadows. So I will just leave it as it is. Then of course you can take now a Q-tip and then try to remove it, or what I do is actually, because as I showed you before, you know, if you have a lighter concealer or it's too light for your skin tone and it creates too stark of a contrast, you can take just your foundation brush. If you still have some foundation left on your hands, go under it, and then also go close to under the eyeshadow. Of course here you can also create some mess, but you know, and then remove it. So you see, the way I remove it now is it's still sharp enough to create the wing, and of course because of the light you cannot see it, but I can see it in the mirror. If I created a mess, I can just take my hands and then just remove the eyeshadow. But this is now the way you can create a wing just with your eyeshadow. And you can of course use also, as I said, black eyeliner or something like that, and then just have it created as well. And for today I'm going to do, of course, blue and blue. I can take a blue eyeliner pen and then just go along my waterline with it. So see, okay, it's still creamy enough. Okay, so now what I do is the next step. Actually, now I go, some people do the eyes first because of the fallout. Some people do the do the face first and then do their eyes. I do a mixture. As you saw, I applied the primer, foundation, and also the concealers, different kinds of concealers first, and then I did the eyes now because I don't have fallout, but you could use powder under your eyes and then just remove it. That's also one way to do it. And now I go and use the bronzer. So I apply the rest of the face products, so to say, or the complexion products. So I take this kind of brush and apply it on my forehead. I don't go too deep with the foundation because I have a really high forehead, and if I have like this much of bronzer on it, I don't like it. I mean, I like it more close to the hairline, so it looks then nicer, and also depending on how I would style my hair, it makes a different effect, or it looks visually different, of course. And then I go on my cheeks. Of course I can use just the bronzer as a kind of blush, but I actually apply a cream blush on top of it, so a little bit on the chin area as well as on the neck, so it looks a little bit different. This is not the usual way you would apply it, but I try to do a little bit contouring or to make it a little bit thinner in that sense. So then you apply it on your cheek. This is the way I apply bronzer. Of course, everybody has a different technique depending on their face shape and so on, but I think this one works better for me if I apply this way, right like the area where I would actually apply the blush. So then I go ahead and take the cream blush. So and if you for example with this brush you cannot see how much you have on your on the brush, so you can apply a little bit on your area, on the cheeks, or you can apply a little bit on your hand, on the back of your hand, and then dab it off, the excess, and then use it. So because this is a little bit of a strong, let's say like this face or makeup for the morning, actually I still use it this way. So I apply it, and as I said, sometimes I over apply it on this side because my eyes or my eye here is not that, it doesn't see so well, so but it's still okay, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I need to do a little bit of blending, but okay, that's the blush. The blush is applied. Let's see, I will just take this brush just to apply. Unfortunately, when you use another brush on this eyeshadow, you remove it, and also because this eyeshadow is black base, meaning the color, the remaining color, if you would really blend it away, is black. It's black base, so it doesn't look good. So therefore you have to be careful with this eyeshadow a little bit, because I don't know if you can see it, it already removed actually the eyeshadow. So I could go back in and reapply the eyeshadow, even though it will around the edges it will not look blended enough, but it's okay, I think. So go back in again and then just have it on top. So Okay. You see, it's done now again. It's back again. So of course you could do, you know, other effects or do a cut crease or whatsoever, but you know, it's too early in the morning for that kind of, you know, technicalities or techniques. So I will just leave it as it is. What else? Okay, now I need my cream liquid highlighter. So on top of my cheekbones, I just apply a little depth. So, by the way, I forgot to turn on the lights. So it's like, you know, if I turn on the lights, let's see if it will have a different effect. Yeah, a little bit of a different effect, but, oh, oops, I shouldn't move the camera. Hi. Yeah, you know, again, dab a little bit on your cheeks. If you think it's not enough, do more. But you know, you don't want to, I mean, I don't want to be seen from Mars, you know, because and also because there's a lot of things going on. For example, I highlighted now, or I you know, put the effect or the focus on my eyes because this is a strong eye makeup. You know, I don't want to have too much on the cheeks, but again, you know, if you would wear a mask, you know, not so many people would see your cheeks if you put too much blush on it or too much highlighter on it. But I'm staying home, so it doesn't make a difference for me. So this is yeah. And the last steps now is mascara. You know, I could do the mascara before every other face complexion step, but then, you know, sometimes it happens to me, I forgot some things or I remember them afterwards, but it's not a big issue. So if you want to know what products I'm using, just go and watch the other videos that I put up actually, because there you can see, you know, the products and the product names if you need more information about them. You know, shameless self promo. So mascara is applied. You know, if it's too clumsy, the mascara, or you think it's not, you know, take a spoolie brush and then try to separate lashes. Or if you have too much excess product on the mascara wand, you can just take the spoolie brush and then just, you know, remove a little bit from the mascara wand and then put it on your eyes, on your lashes. And if you want, you know, just a tip, you can also use the mascara actually as you know, for your eyebrows, because it will dry out and it will fix your eyebrows actually if you have dark enough ones. You know, if the color is black of your mascara, of course you shouldn't, you know, apply it on blonde hair or blonde eyebrows, but for me, because it's dark brown or dark in that sense, my eyebrows, so I can just put it on and it's still like, you know, not too much. So, and then the last step is actually, yeah, you know, I have a big box here where I put all the makeup and so on, and sometimes I can find it immediately, sometimes I cannot find. You know, I take this one. I need to clean my brushes, I know that, I admit that. And then just set it. So this is one matte maker, you know, mattifying powder. So I use this as a finishing powder, as a kind of last step. So, you know, of course you can go over your highlighters or your cheekbones if they are, you know, too shiny for you, and then apply it. But yeah, I have, you know, very oily skin, so for me it's like during the day, you know, my makeup will break because, or the oils of my skin will break up my makeup. So just to countermeasure that one, I just use a lot of powder. But you see, for example, I'm still shiny enough, so you can just, you know, leave it as it is. So because, as I said, the eyes are very, very prominent, or, you know, the focus is on the eyes when you look in my face. I don't want to have, you know, too much going on my lips. So for example, I would just use a tiny bit of MAC Mare, a matte lipstick, and just apply it very lightly on my lips. So it's not that too strong, and because this is kind of dry formula, for example, I could go and apply also the gloss on top of it. So just so, and let's put this away. One final step that I do is now, apply the setting spray or finishing spray. I have one from Scandinavia, the makeup finishing spray for bridal, bridal makeup. I am actually a part-time makeup artist, but because of the, pandemic, pandemic, and also the situation right now worldwide, I couldn't do my work. So I'm using a lot of stuff from my own kit, on myself, because they are expired, or they are not expired, of course, not, or they didn't go bad, but I'm not, I don't want to use that on my clients, and so you see, I should be careful. So, and then finishing spray. So that's it. Just a little thing. I didn't pull, I didn't put the foundation too much or too much down on my neck, because I'm wearing a hoodie, so I can cover this area up, and you still would think I have it until here, or this, my skin color matches the foundation, and that's it. So this is done in 26 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.